So, hello, today we are going to do microbiology. We're basically going to mark our microbiology. The book that I'm making this video for the second time. The first time I tried making this video, it took me 20 minutes, and I don't want you to waste 20 minutes of your life watching a video. So I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible this time, and I'm going to be fast as much as I can. Okay, so you're going to just mark your book if you know what marking means. Okay, so start, and only the important points which are related to bacteriology and the things that you need to do that are very important, and those are the things that you need to do if you don't have enough time, or the things that you need to do when you revise your work. Anyways, so starting on, the book that I'm going to use is this, and this is the book which everyone uses in for microbiology. So, and the book is divided in, the units are called parts in this book. So we're going to do part 1, which is this, basic bacteriology, and this part has 13 chapters. We're going to do every chapter one by one. Okay, so we're on chapter 1. You should read table 1-1. You need to know the type of the cells, which is very important, and the pathogenic microorganisms and the type of the cells. You need to learn this. Moving forward to table 1-2, that's like an examination question as well, so you need to be quite aware of it. Okay, you need to learn this table as well. About this table, there's approximate diameters. I don't think that's important. You can learn it later if that's the kind of questions you get in your paper, but I don't think that's important. Only leave that but approximate diameters part. Just have the idea of comparing them if the question asks, but not the exact numbers. You don't need to know the exact numbers. Anyways, then comes table 1-3, that's characteristics of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. That's very important. And and always read the pearls that are given at the end of the chapter, because those pearls are what will help you in revising and knowing that you know everything. If you haven't missed something, you'll be sure that you haven't missed something like that. Okay, now let's do chapter 2 and let's see what's important there. In chapter 2, you need to know, okay, there was this question that I saw once in the exam. It was draw and label bacterial structure. So that's kind of an important question, because we don't much practice that. So just practice that once or twice, so that you're good at that as well. Other than that, you need to be able to do table 2-1. That's bacterial structures. You need to know essential components and the non-essential components, as the question can ask you that. Then there is table 2-2. It's a comparison between cell walls of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Okay, so they have just given 3 differences, but if most of the questions hold more marks and you want to impress the examiner, so for that you can actually watch another video that I made. It's on general bacteriology, and I've covered this question over there, and I've given more points there. Anyway, so okay, the next thing is that also you need to know that do figure 2-4. You can actually draw this figure in a comparison as well. So after you have written the points, then you can draw this picture as well. So this is really nice. This is the cell walls, the differences between the cell walls of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So this is important. Okay, the next thing is gram stain, which is very important in this chapter. You need to know the method and the concept behind gram staining. That's important. Then table 2-3 is important. It has medical importance of bacteria that cannot be seen in the stain. You need to know the names, the reasons, and the alternative microscopic approaches for this. So this is very important. Do this as well. Then there's one thing that most I've seen as a question, and the whole thing you need to read it, but these are the important things that I'm telling. Okay, about the plasmids. What are the plasmids? You need to know that. You need to know what are the different types of plasmids. Enumerate functions and structures of medical importance whose genes are carried by plasmids. Okay, this is another important question. You'll get the answer from here. Now at the end, there is important features of spores and their medical implications. Do this as well, and this is important, and then read the pearls. So chapter 3 is growth. In growth, you need to know you need to be able to draw the growth curve of bacteria, and you also need to be able to, okay, you need to read all of this. The growth cycle, there's around the growth cycle, they have actually written, under the growth cycle, they have actually written the details. The this growth cycle is explained in 4 points. So you have to do this. This will actually open up your concepts about it. Read the aerobic and non-anaerobic growth. This whole chapter is very small and you can do all of it, I think. But okay, read the pearls and do aerobic and anaerobic growth as well. Chapter 4 is genetics. In genetics, you need to know the clinical what are mutations, define gene mutation, and give its types with examples and effects. This is a past paper question as well, and you also need to know the clinical signs of mutations. There is another thing that you need to know in this chapter is a transfer of DNA between bacterial cells. You have to do this as well. There's conjugation. You can have like separate questions on this, like explain conjugation and explain conjugation, transduction, transformation. And there's this table 4-1 which actually compares these three. You need to know this, and you need to also know these separately so that you have actually read it properly. That is what I mean. And then please read the pearls for this one. Chapter 5. In chapter 5 you need to know that the table 5-1 is extremely important table. What you do is, for this if you are a beginner, just photocopy this page, that is table 5-1. It has classification of medically important bacteria. So you actually just photocopy this page, and so that you can just look at this page whenever you're studying, and this will always stay at the side of your table so that you can always use it for reference throughout your microbiology. This is a very important throughout your bacteriology. So this is it's very important. Okay, moving on to chapter 6. Chapter 6 is normal flora. In this you need to know in normal flora you need to know what is normal flora. You need to name the members of normal flora in different places of your body, like in the respiratory tract, in the oropharynx, and also in your mouth. And you need to know about intestinal tract and the genitourinary tract. All of these places are important when it comes to this. Do the pearls for this one. Since you also need to know what colonization resistance is. So that's that. Pathogenesis. For pathogenesis, you need to first of all you need to be able to define pathogenicity and virulence. Then there are these tables, table 7-1, where they are talking about important modes of transmission, the humans to humans and from non-humans to humans. So this is important. Do this. There was this question about vertical transmission. You also need to know about vertical transmission. You'll know about it like in table 7-2. Do that table. This chapter is important as far as the tables are concerned. These are actually very important tables in this chapter. The determinants of bacterial pathogenesis, transmission, and then we have adherence to cell surfaces, invasion of these. These are the important points in this chapter. Do these. There are 4 points. Okay, so there is this important 7-10 that is important. Then this is the table 7-1 10. Then table 7-11, that is important mechanism of action of bacterial and exotoxins. Oh yeah, 7-9, we forgot about 7-9. That's very important. And you need to do comparison of properties. Yes, this will actually be able to help you in comparison of exotoxins and endotoxins. That's also a common question that's asked in vivas and in examination as well. So important of bacterial exotoxins we've done. Table 7-11, 10, 12. That's all important. Then there is table 7-13. That's important. Figure 7-4, you need to learn this. And then there is table 7-14, that is effects of endotoxins. Do that. On the last page, before the pearls, you'll see this point in the did the organisms isolated from the patient actually cause the disease, and this is a question, and then this is the heading, and then there is this point Koch's postulate. Do that. The exam will actually ask you what is Koch's postulate. So that's important. Then there are pearls that you have to do. Now let's do chapter 8. From chapter 8, the Pearls are important. You need to know that. Just read the pearls, they are more important. Read the pearls, and when you'll do immunity in your general bacteriology, you'll get an idea of this chapter. If you want a short form of that, then you can actually read it first and then go to that chapter when you do immunity in general bacteriology. But for this, I think just read the pearls. Okay, so the 9th chapter is laboratory diagnosis. In laboratory diagnosis, you need to know. Okay, so there was this question. I'll give you an example of the question that can come on laboratory diagnosis. That there was a 45 years old male. He had a bacterial infection that cannot be cultured in a routine culture media. Write down the names of at least 5 of such organisms. So you need to know the names of the organisms that cannot be cultured on a routine culture media. There's table 9-1. That's important. You need to learn this. Then there's table 9-2, how to diagnose a bacterial infection when the culture is negative. So this is like this question will actually just come as a question. Then there is table 9-3, which is important. And then do the pearls. That's it. Okay, so now we're at the chapter 10. Chapter 10 is antimicrobial drugs and the mechanism of actions of those drugs. Okay, if you haven't done chemotherapy in pharmacology, then obviously you should give this chapter a read. But when you'll be doing chemotherapy in pharmacology, you'll actually find that you'll understand this better. You'll actually have an idea already. So I don't think you need to. Then you don't need to do this if you have done. So just leave this because mostly they don't have questions related to pharma in your patho exam. Chapter 11, that's antimicrobial drugs resistance. This is important. This is a pathology question. First, you need to know the mechanisms of bacterial resistance of drugs, and you also need to be able to give out examples. So what are the mechanisms of bacterial resistance of drugs? There is table 11-11 for that. The reasons for the genetic resistance, the genetic basis of bacterial resistance, you need to know that. And the reasons for non-genetic bacterial resistance is also important. And then read the pearls. Chapter 12 is bacterial vaccines. For this you need to know table 12-2, which talks about the vaccines recommended for children from age of 0 to 6. And you can also use this table, the table 12-1, and mark the important ones over here. Okay, after that, read the pearls. This is a very small chapter. I think you should read the whole chapter. But when you're in hurry, I'm just telling you that table 12-2 is very important and the pearls are also very important. And you need to know about active immunity and the passive immunity here as well. Okay, so now the last chapter, that is sterilization and disinfection. Let's mark that chapter. So first you need to know the difference. There's a table 13-1. There are like the clinical uses of the disinfection and sterilization. Do that. Okay, I just want to. Okay, so you also have to do the differences between sterilization and disinfection. You need to know the chemical agents, all the chemical agents, with the classification. Like you'll tell the chemical agents that disrupt the cell membranes, the chemical agents that modify the proteins, the chemical agents that modify the nucleic acids. You need to know them like that. That's like a very easy question. And the rate of, no, you don't need to know the rate of killing. Okay, you also need to know the physical agents. You need to know the mechanism by which heat kills microorganisms. You also need to know about pasteurization, what pasteurization is, what is flash pasteurization. Okay, and you also need to know the mechanism of action of chloride and ethanol. And I think that's that from this chapter as well. At the end, please read the pearls, and that will help you for every chapter. This is the end for this part, and I hope that I've made this video as short as possible. If you like such videos where we're doing markings and stuff, please tell me in the comments so that I can help you mark the rest of the chapters as well. And if it doesn't help, please tell me that in the comments too, so that I can not make such videos anymore. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you.